From Chibi AI. In this video, I want to show you something that I think is really cool that is a part of Chibi. It's a feature that we call Actions, and it gives you the ability to create your own reusable tools. And I'm just going to show that off real quick. I have this one here called Gradually Increasing Complexity, and it's a tool that I can use to help explain something. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy in something I want explained here. So why is growing an audience on X difficult and time consuming? And let's run this and see what happens. So here we can see that we're getting a basic explanation with some explainer text there, and intermediate. So it's a gradually increasing explanation, right? So I saw this prompt on X, and I decided I wanted to kind of give it a shot and see how it acts with different models and stuff. And so I decided to put it into an action. And you saw me just use the action from the side tools over here on the left, which is just kind of a quick access way of getting to and running a prompt. An action. On the right over here, I have my actions toolkit. I'm just going to go ahead and open this up. Inside of my experiments, I have this gradually increasing complexity action. I'm going to open that up just to show you what we got going on here. This is a very simple two-step action. You notice that when I ran the action, I got a little pop-up box, right? That's what this task here is doing. So it's popping up a box, and this is with a placeholder that was in it. It says, what would you like me to explain, right? And then right here, I'm giving the task a name, and then I'm assigning the results, the content that I paste into that box, or I pasted into that box this time, or you could of course type it in. That content gets stored, in this case, because I gave it a name of topic, gets stored in a variable called topic. Now up here you can see we got this double curly braces with the word topic in there, and that's because I wrote the name topic here. If I changed it up, you can see how it changes at the top as well. So this is the variable that will contain the content that I just put into that box, and so I can copy that. And then down here is our prompt. Very simple prompt. This is the one I got from X. It says explain this with gradually increasing complexity. Now it needs to know what we're talking about. In this case, I just gave it a topic, so I'm applying a label, and the curly braces topic here means it's the variable. Notice it's the same. And the ability to click up here is just really so you can help. It can help you bring context from the previous tasks into this prompt. So if I want this one, I'll click here, come down here, and just paste it in there, right? And in this case, I just have a little trailing label to kind of kick off where the AI starts writing, in a sense, so that it doesn't try to provide like leads and stuff like that. Okay, so I have a little simple two-step action. And so what's cool about that? Basically, what we got going on here now is we have a tool that anytime I need a gradually increasing complexity description or explanation of something, I can just run this action to get that. Now you can imagine you might have all kinds of different actions built for yourself that you can do grammar checks, or generate a blog heading, or generate entire blogs. You can do a ton of different things. In fact, let me go ahead and open this up, and if I go up here to this plus, we can add more tasks, which are basically a sequence of things that run, right? In this case, we've only got 2 steps. This will run, then after I put the content in there, the next thing will run, and this is a task that happens to generate content using AI. So I can click here, and I've got all these different types of tasks that I can use to build very interesting. You can go as complex as you want, and you can create some really powerful actions for yourself. But the goal of this is that if you have some sort of a workflow or a type of content that you create, or something that you might find yourself doing time and time again, and instead of writing out a prompt or trying to set everything up and stage it all yourself manually, you can build it all into an action and make it into a reusable tool for yourself to just get stuff done faster. So one more time, I want to run this action. And I'm just going to go into this, and I'm going to go here into the settings. And I've got it right now set up to use just kind of a custom AI setup. And that means that this particular task right here, this one, I labeled as the explain task. The AI settings that I'm using are assigned just to it. I do have options where I can choose one of my roles, or or I can use the current role. When I use the current role, it means it's going to be using the role that's currently assigned to the document. I can see which one that is by hovering over this right here. In this case, it's a Punster Prose Maestro role that I have. I don't really want that to be the explainer role for this, so I'm just going to go ahead and switch this back to the custom AI settings. Now inside of those AI settings, we can choose the model or fallback model. We can give it some instructions. In this case, just give it some simple stuff as you are an explainer. Your task is to explain concepts clearly and concisely, and gradually increasing the complexity of your explanations and so on. And I told it to format using Markdown for headings, lists, bold, and italics, no other formatting. And that's why we get all this really nice formatting over here. Pretty cool stuff. You have all that full access to do that. And what I want to do is change this to maybe, let's pick a different model, Claude 3.5 maybe. And we'll just come over here and we'll just go ahead and delete this. And we'll run our action here again. Let me make sure I've got the right text in the clipboard. I'm just going to paste in the exact same thing here and click run here. So Claude is getting the content. Now Claude is the one that's writing this content because I assigned the Claude model. And after it gets done writing, we'll get our formatting and stuff going. And there we go, level 1, basic explanation. So growing an audience on X is challenging because there's lots of competition. It takes time to create good content. You need to post regularly, definitely. And it's hard to get noticed at first, for sure. So we're going to some more detail. Now it's talking about its saturation. X has millions of active users. Yep, it's good stuff. We go more in depth. Okay, so platform. So it's going into more detail about the platform, some algorithm complexities, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's good stuff. So if you ever have, so like, this is just an example of like explaining something in a greater detail, and that can be very effective. The prompt actually does create some really good text if that's what you're trying to do, is kind of gain an understanding of a topic or something like that. This might be a good prompt for you to build into an action that you can do that regularly with. But you know, you can put anything you want into your actions and you can have it do all kinds of stuff. We have some users who generate entire books, like 20,000 word books, with some really massive actions. Like I think some of their actions are running around 35 to 40 something tasks, and they've got looping and everything going on inside of them. These actions can be very, very powerful, and they're using them in some very interesting ways. We got some other users who are taking entire transcripts, condensing them down into a summary, crafting like an executive summary out of that, generating social posts, and all the kinds of different things that they normally have to do with their Zoom transcripts, for instance. After the Zoom meeting is done, they've got all these different things that they have to do, about 4 or 5 different tasks, and they're able to build all that into an action, and the action just performs it all for them in one click. Something that used to take them a few hours to do completely, now Chibi can do it for them in just one click. So very powerful stuff. Actions are awesome. And if you have any questions about them, feel free to ask. Also, hit up our help center at help.chibi.ai. It's got tons of information and lots of help getting started with Chibi. And if you want to give this a shot for yourself, we do offer a 7-day free trial. After you subscribe, the first 7 days are for free, and you get full access to all the features inside of Chibi, no matter what plan that you choose. So I hope to see you inside, and if you have any questions, again, drop them down below or wherever you see this video. And until next time, take care.